modeling, concept modeling, and it is in the third semester. This is the one course that very fundamental courses, in one of the fundamental courses in industrial engineering. It is about industrial organization and management. Why I mentioned that this is the one of the fundamental courses, because these courses give impact to a lot of course the next years. Include when you want to focus in about take the topic of the final tax, your thesis, skripsi tugas akhir all about industrial management. So this course is very important for you to know or to learn what kind of the industrial management competency, okay, that you need to extend to your topic of your research in the last years. Okay. So these courses discuss management concept, especially in organizations, starting from organizational design, implementation of performance measurement, and then in this course, students will be able to gain deeper insight into the organization and the ability to apply them in organization in various parts. This is the course learning outcomes, okay. And then the content. So we try to focus the content of these courses: introduction of management, the theory of organizational, this is the process, conceptual dimensions, workload analysis. This is a very important workload analysis, because that gives impact to the some courses like ergonomics, design and environment, design and structure, work system design. If you want focus about ergonomics topics, so you need to learn about workload analysis, or to measure about key performance indicator of your organization. So you need to learn a lot about how to workload analysis, to know the workload analysis, and then the cultures of organizations, leadership, something like that. And of course about the structure organizations, how to design the structure organizations, what the philosophy, what of the concept, what of the basic knowledge if you want to design of your structure organizations. Not only copy paste. The structure organization is not only copy paste, but you need to know what the workload analysis. Okay, that's very important. Okay. The reference, you can add more reference, not only based on this syllabus. Okay. So this is the content of this course. Yeah. In my section, I will try to deliver number 1 to number 8 maybe. Yeah, 7 or 8. Let's see. Okay, and then about the evaluation of the course of this course, same as usual with the other courses. It's like tax 1, tax 2, and then midterm, and then final exams. That's the evaluation of this course. Okay, that's the role of the game of our courses about industrial management and organizations. So let's learn about management. That's basic. some in the sum at the sum course or sums meeting. I really like to mention to you. This is I try to build of the type theory. It's about a good leader. Whatever about your positions, okay, CEO or something like that. If you want to be a good leader, so you need to know how to be a good manager. Okay. If you want to know how to be a good manager, you need to know how to be a good coordinator. That's the difference between coordinator and managers. If you want to be how to be a good coordinators, you need to know how to be a good communicators. Okay. And the basic need is, if you want to be a good communicators, you need to be a good listener. Good listeners. That's basic need to be a good leaders. Why I mentioned this is different between good, how to manage and how to coordinate. That's totally different. Okay? If we talking about management, we try to manage all resources. What the mean of the resource? It's about man, method, materials, machine, money, and environment. That's the resource. You need to manage all resources. So it means that the human, the machines, the method, the money, financial aspect, you need to manage it. And then if you want to manage all them, so you need to coordinate. For example, I am the leaders and all of you is my team. One of you try to have the best to manage about human capitals. The other one is how to manage about the financials. So as the leader, I need to coordinate how to, if you can see the group music, you need to orchestrate. How to make sure that the work team is balanced, equal. So that's how to manage and how to coordinate. So the basic need to coordinate is the communications. Give the directions to the leaders to need to give the direction very clear. Give the instructions based on that, the job test, something like that, the target, something like that. And if you want, as leader, if you want your direction or instruction is delivered very clear from your staff, so the basic need is good listener. So you need to listen what is the basic need of your staff. Okay. So this is the philosophy if you want to be a good leader. So I mentioned about management. So we need to know the definition of management first. Okay. Like I mentioned before, good manager. Who is manager? Someone who coordinates and oversees the work of people so that organizational goals can be accomplished. Coordinate the work of other peoples so that organizational goals can be accomplished. So that's managers. Okay. And so we try to classify the managers. First line manager, individual who manage the work of non-managerial employee. and then middle manager, individual who manage the work of first line manager. This is the pyramid of your classifying manager. This is top manager, it's like board of directors, CEO, something like that. Middle manager, first line manager, and then non-managerial is like technically, operationally. So as industrial engineering, your main area is over here. Machine, electrical, civil, this is the area. You don't need to deep learn about how to operate the cutting machines, no? Or how to installation the electrical. That's not your job desk. Or how to make sure that the construction of building is very good and fit with the specifications. That's not your job desk. That is civil engineering. So you need to coordinate all of them as the middle manager and top manager. They didn't learn about organizational management. They didn't learn about accounting. They didn't learn about economics, but you as industrial engineer learn about it. Okay? How to manage human resource management, human resource manager, human capital. You learn about that, but they didn't learn about that. Okay, that's the very typically or difference about engineers and us as industrial engineer. Okay, so make sure that your mindset as the leaders, because you manage all of them as the leaders, and you have the competencies and you have the knowledge as industrial engineering. And top managers, of course, the people who are responsible for making organization-wide decisions and establishing plans and goals that affect the entire organizations. Okay. And then, what is management? Okay. Yeah. Management involves coordinate the work activity of other their activity are complete efficiently and effectively. So you need to make sure that you know what's the difference of effective and efficient. Okay, just remember again in the course of industrial engineering, introduction of industrial engineering in semester 1, you learn about concept of productivity. You got that? What's the meaning of productivity? What's the meaning of productivity? Anyone? Share your opinion. Before we learn about what's the difference of effective efficiency, like you mentioned over here, I need to warning you, reminder you, what the definition of productivity, because it is correlated. Productivity, effective, efficient, and optimizations. The first, the basic is what the definition of productivity. Anyone try to explain? What the definition of productivity? You. Productivity. What the? Anyone can explain? What's the definition of productivity?
So is it like how effectively you manage your time?
Effectively manage time.
Manage your time.
Good. Anything else? Productivity. And then effective and efficiently. And then optimizations, optimize. Okay, what's the meaning of productivity?
I think it's how much you can do in such a amount of time.
Okay, how much you can do? The other ones?
So, in my opinion, Pak, productivity are more into how well we optimize, how well we use our time for some activities. So, it will cause us productivity.
Okay. If you remember the concept of input, process, and output. If you have money, for example, if you have the capital 5 millions, so how you set the target, the output? If you have the capital 500 million, so output must be higher, more than 500 million. So if in fact input and output same 500, that's productive?
No.
No. So the definition of productive is how to make sure that the output more than input. Are simple things. You're productive. Or even same 50-50 or 500%, oh, you're productive. So if we can we can claim that you are productive if and more than or equal 1. Okay, that's productive. Whatever the input, output, money, material, something like that. As long as n more than 1, so you are productive. And what the correlate between productivity, effective, efficient, and optimize? Yeah. Effective, efficient, like I mentioned in this point. Efficient means that resource uses a low waste. Effectiveness and goal attainment and high attainment. Anyone can explain what the difference of effective and efficient? What if I have input 500 but my output is 300? So we lost 200. So there is something problem. It's not effective or it's not efficient. Something not effective. You minus your resource. Something wrong with your resource. How to it's not efficient. Something like that. So we lost 200. It's not effective, efficient. So we need to make sure that it's not effective or it's not efficient. Maybe effective but not efficient. Maybe efficient but not effective. Anyone can give examples? What the difference of effective and efficient? Just simple things maybe.
Maybe for effective, for example, like how we manage our like homework. Maybe not homework, maybe like something creating an output, but it takes more time. It takes more time and it is not effective. But efficiency, example like how we can make something with low input and gain more output.
Okay, good. Nice. Anything else?
I think, for example, in maybe fixing cars in effective way you can, but it need more resource and time. So, but the car will last very long. But if efficient, you can do it with less resource and less time, but it's not as good.
Good. So, yeah.
Okay, sorry, in my opinion, if effectiveness and efficiency, effectiveness more into like how the better option of method, but efficient, how well we do the option.
That's effective.
yeah, effective is the method, and efficient how well we do the method.
Good.
I have one
Okay.
example. Maybe for effective, maybe we have work or something. How to do it right? This is effective. But maybe this stuff maybe or this work need maybe 10 days. If we do it in 7 days, maybe this is efficient.
Okay, good. I give you simple examples. If from Malang I want to go to Surabaya, I have some alternative. What can I do or use going to Surabaya? I have time 2 hours until I landed in Surabaya. 2 hours from now. So if I have time 2 hours, if effective, I will try to make sure that I can come to Surabaya as soon as possible. Whatever the transportations. Even I use my private jet, it's okay, that's effective. I have private jet, private helicopter from Lapangan Rektorat UB and the landing in my destination Surabaya. That's very effective, short time, but high cost, but not efficient. That's effective, but not efficient. High cost. If I want to make sure that efficient, I will try to use travels or bus or trains. Even I need time 1 hour 30 minutes, but I have more time, 2 hours. That's efficient, but not effective maybe. You understand?
Yes.
So that's the difference. So make sure first is the parameters, cost and time. Okay? Yeah. So after we know the if you want to know the productivity, even that's you have more output, input 500 million, and then the output is maybe 700 million. But is it effective efficiency? So if we try to combine the concept of productivity, effective and efficient, that is optimizations. How to optimize the system. When you use the word of optimize, you don't need to mention about effective and productivity, because that's included in the optimizations. How to optimize the system. This is optimized. This is the optimized way. Yeah. So So the parameter of effective, efficient, and the fulfillment, and productive, of course. So the leveling, the top level is optimizations. So that's why we are, as industrial engineering, sometimes we mention we are the optimizations engineer. How to optimize the system. Yeah, that's the philosophy of optimize the system. Okay. I don't need to mention for this. Okay. Lot of function to make sure the manager performs. Even PDCA, that's if you remember in introduction of industrial engineering in semester 1, in the courses, some lecture mentioned about Deming Price concept. He used PDCA, plan, do, check, and actions. And the others theory use planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Or planning, organizing, actuating, and controlling. This is similar concept. Okay, how to make sure the planning, defining goals, establishing strategies to achieve goals, developing plan to integrate and coordinate activity. Organizing or arranging and structuring work to comply organizational goals, and then leading, working with and through people to comply goals, and the last is controlling, how to monitoring, comparing and correcting goals. Yeah. This is the functions of or dimension management perform. Yeah. So before you organizing or implementing event, yeah, make sure that you are good in plan. Planning is very important. Yeah, before you going, like I mentioned before, my example, if you want to go to Surabaya, of course you need to plan. Yeah, how I can going to Surabaya in 2 hours or maybe less than 2 hours. How much money I need, and of course, what kind of risk you need. You will maybe you will need to mitigation or manage the risk. What the risk if I use private jet? What the risk if I use bus or train? What if the bus or train is delayed? That's the risk. Okay. So you need to make sure what kind of planning of alternative we are. This is the level of important, the skill of managers. Not all people can to be managers or leaders. Some people leading in conceptual skills. Some people leading in technical skill, but they don't know how to concept this, how to know this. They don't know how to create the concept of organizations. Some people like they have high motivation to manage the human people, human resource, human skills. Okay, so when we talking about the technical skills, knowledge and proficiency in specific fields. Some of you maybe I very like in financials maybe. Some of you, one of you maybe like in quality. Some of you like in logistics. That's the technical skill. Okay, but when we're talking about human skill, the ability to work well with other peoples. It is more about relationships, teamwork, working together. Yeah. If you feel that you are introvert people, maybe hard if you want to be good in human skill, but you need to learn. Some people, they have typically extrovert people maybe, it's more easy to learn about human skills because it's about the relationships, how to build communications with the others. Yeah. And then the conceptual skill, the ability to think and conceptual about abstract and complex situations concerning organization. Some people very comfort to design the visions and missions organizations. He is very leading in how to make plan in organizations, but maybe going to detail they don't like. They try to give the tasks or job desk to the other people. This is the conceptual skill. But if you want to be good leader, again, that my concept before, you need to learn the third of this concept, this skill. Conceptual skill, human skill, and technical skill. Okay? Okay, next is, before we try to clear about, we try to explain more clear about the definition of management and manager. And next is, what is organizations? An organization defines a deliberate arrangement of people to accomplish some specific purpose that individual independently could not accomplish alone. That organizations. Yeah. The common character of organization have distinct purpose, good, composed of people, and have deliberate structures. Yeah. For examples, like your student organizations, HMTI, that's organization, right? They have purpose. Yes, they have purpose. Compose people, of course, and then have the structure, of course. That's all. What if, like, motorcycle club or running club? That's organization.
Yes.
Why?
Because for motorcycle club and running club, they also have goals, composed of people, deliberate structure. No idea.
Is still organization? No? Anyone can explain? It's like club, or it's like group, or it's like hobby club. That's your hobby. Running club, runners, and motorcycle club, cycling club.
It's more like a community.
It's it's like community.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's organization.
I don't know.
Why?
I think it's
Why?
maybe I don't think it's sort of a leader is just like how people that have the same interests get together and essentially make their own circle and call it something.
Okay. I try to move my examples. Guys, let's go to Surabaya together. Agree? Agree. So we're going together. Use my car. That's organization? That's organization? Even you, all of you agree with my purpose. Guys, let's go to Surabaya. Okay, we use my car. Okay, let's go. Is it, I try to organize that's people? Organize the people?
No.
Why?
Yes.
Why no, why yes? Back to the definition. Back to the definition. Read again. More understand about the definition. Deliberate ransom of people to accomplish some specific purpose. So you don't go alone, but we are together. That's organizations. Organize. I try to organize all of us, you. Let's go to Surabaya. Let's organize. Because you see, the first common characteristic is about distinct purpose. We have the same goals. We have same visions. That's very important things. If I try to ask you, let's go to Surabaya, but only father just want to join and the others that not want to join. So we don't have the same purpose. Only I and Alan only. So the organized is only me and he. Organized? That's organized. As not alone. Organized, guys. Yeah. organization is not about only structure. It must be have structure, leaders and financial staff. No, even only one have leaders. I mentioned leaders. Okay, leaders, and all the staff is follow the leaders. That's organization. That's organized. Okay. So that's the basically definition. What is the definition of organizations? Yeah. Some people have the same goals and want to do it together. That's organized. Okay. So this is the character organization. Try to combine the three characteristics before. Distinct purpose, deliberate structure, and people. And then based on that definitions, management, organization, why we are study about management? Because our life need 2 minutes. When you come up in the morning, wake up in the morning, and you try to pray maybe, and going to some exercise, and going to the class. After the class, going to the breakfast maybe or brunch, pray, back again to class, and going home, and try to fix your some tasks maybe. That's minutes. So before you manage the organization, please make sure that you're a good leader for yourself. Before you manage the big organizations, make sure that you are a good leader for yourself. Manage yourself. You have the goals, your life. Because if as the individual, as human, you don't have the goals of your life, how you can make sure that the organizations can follow the goals that by the direction of you as the leaders? I don't have goals, but I push all of you as the staff. We have the same goal. Is it good as leaders? I don't have goal, but I push you. Hey, we have the goals. You have to go push yourself, push to the limit, fix all your tasks, and make sure that the goal is fulfilled. But as individual, I don't have the goal of my life. Is good as the leaders? No, it's not good. Maybe later, if you to be fathers, you push your son or your wife maybe, hey, pray, salat, but you as individual not going to salat. That's not good, guys. It's munafik as leaders. That's very important. This is the value of life. Okay? This is the universality of management, the reality of work, and the work challenge of being managers. Yeah. Okay, any question for this section? So I need to deliver first about the definitions, and then after that we go into technically about the history and then the classification of management. Any questions?
Sorry, Pak,
Yeah.
I'm still confused about what does it mean by deliberate structure.
Okay. Deliberate structure. Okay. Anyone to give an example of deliberate structure?
Deliberate structure in organization, ya, Pak. Maybe like the structure of the chief, the head of the organization, will be the vice president, and after that there will be secretary and the collector, and then after that there's like divided division, something like that.
Okay.
There is, I think there is called as structure.
Structure.
The organization.
Labor sector that, like I mentioned before, is like community. Yeah, a community. Even we are a community. Okay, I mentioned before. Hey guys, let's go to Surabaya. All of you agree? Yes, I'm agree. So we can use my card. Okay, we have 6 people. Okay, the 6 people at the same level. We not arrange who's the leaders before. Okay, we just make sure that, hey guys, let's go to Surabaya. Okay, good. We can use my card. When I give the directions, yeah, is means that I am the leaders. You are the followers. So deliberate sector is I'm the leader, you are follower. And for going to Surabaya, before we start going to Surabaya, I mentioned, hey Ahmed, please make sure that we have a lot of food. And then Fadel, make sure that the e-toll is enough for us. So I deliver one job desk to Fadel and Ahmed. So that's deliberate structures. Remember the definition of deliberate is tidak disengaja. Struktur yang tidak benar-benar dibuat. Deliberate structure. Secara tidak langsung, tidak formal. If formal, if we formalize, you arrange some activity in student community, maybe it's like a guest lecture or something like that. That's formal structure. But is informal structure. We can see that in some community. Like I mentioned before, let's go to Surabaya, guys. So that's non-formal structure actually. I'm as leader because I invite all of you and you are as followers. That's deliberate structure. Okay? Anything else? Any questions?
Maaf kalau boleh disimpulkan mungkin kayak sebuah perkumpulan saja gitu ya.
Betul. Perkumpulan. Dan itu organisasi. Jadi ini kita ngumpul, ngopi yuk, itu organisasi. Yang lead sama saya, kamu follower, itu organisasi. Tapi non formal. Makanya mulai kayak misalkan himpunan, itu kan jelas. Tiga karakter tadi dia punya tuh semua. Tapi mau benar-benar formal gitu. Sama-sama organisasi.
Tapi saya boleh tanya apa? Misalnya seperti organisasi yang tidak di internal perkuliahan sebesarnya, itu kan mereka dari definisi tadi memiliki goals ya Pak. Kalau untuk organisasi seperti tersebut tuh goalsnya seperti apa Pak? Kayak misalnya organisasi yang di luar kampus. Terus tadi di slide Bapak dikasih definisi kalau organisasi punya goals yang nomor 1. Nah itu kalau organisasi seperti itu goalsnya seperti apa Pak?
The definition of goals is the goals is mean that your visions and missions. Formal organizations must have this one, vision and missions. You every morning when you join the PK2, you learn that satu visi. Jadi satu visi. That's how the important of visions. It's not easy. Goals is about the visions. Like I mentioned before. Come on guys, we're going to Surabaya. Surabaya is our goals. If some of you, no, I don't want to go to Surabaya, I want to go to Bali. So we are not in some visions, not in some goals. That's very dangerous in organization. If we not in some train or pass, you need to make sure that all of your staff is the same train, same goals, same visions. So the important is vision and mission. Visi misi itu penting. Nanti kamu belajar di strategic management, and the course is strategic management. If you want to learn more about vision missions, take the course of strategic management. Yeah, vision and mission. How to make sure that the vision and mission will be on target? So you need to namanya AD, A, RT. Anggaran dasar dan anggaran rumah tangga. Itu kenapa kamu ikut kongres itu penting. You need to. This is the roles of organizations. It's like apa ya? Okay. The law of organizations. Yeah, law organizations. Law. Anggaran dasar. Anggaran rumah tangga. Nanti kamu belajar kalau kongres kamu harus ikut. Ya. Law and the rules. Anggaran rumah tangga. I remember when I submit melamar pekerjaan in Sampurna Strategic. When I graduate as industrial engineering, I try to submit my portfolio to work in Sampurna Strategic. One, the question of the users, what is important of law and rules for organizations? Paling simple ya, dia tahu sih organisasi. He know I'm the activist of organizations. And the first question that I very remembers, apa pentingnya ADART buat organisasi? Wah itu kayak tamparan. Karena because in my portfolio I mentioned I'm the Presidium of Congress. Kongres Teknik BEM, I'm the Presidium. Yeah. Yeah. And he asked me what the importance of law and rule for organization atau ADART. It's like the seed. That is the apa kemudian sama layar itu. Layar dan kemudi. The sail. Know to where we are going and make sure that we on the track. This is the function of law and rules. Any questions? How is your organization? Good? Your bahasa? Good.
Apa kabar, men?
Okay, maybe this is for the first, and this week I have want my friends from the Tokyo Tech. He come to here, and I arrange course lectures, guest lecture for him, and I will invite you to join. But the class is in the night, after Maghrib.
Is it offline or online?
Offline.
Offline. In USA.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe tomorrow, tomorrow is Wednesday, right? Wednesday or Thursday. Let's see.
Oh, is it Professor Oke?
Echo.
Oh, okay.
Actually, finally he come to here to say hello to all of you. Okay. With your, of course, with my other class. This is my business intelligence class, and then my strategy class. Okay.
Okay.
Good. See you.